Are you tenacious about your success? Are you tenacious about achieving success? Right? Someone comes up and tells you it's not gonna work, or friends or family, making any money yet? Right? Guess what? Do you loosen your grip on your success and eventually let it go? There's two ways to make money in this business. There's two key components that will allow you to generate revenue and then scale, right? Because some of you guys might be doing, well, first off, let me do a survey real quick. How many people your main strategy or a strategy you want to learn is wholesaling houses? Wow, pretty good. Probably about 75, 80% of the room. So what about your strategy is fix and flip? Okay, good. And what about your other strategy is buy and hold? Okay. So either rentals, apartments, and that type of stuff, right? So this applies to everything, right? Whether you're fix and flip, you got to get leads, right? And you got to convert those leads into contracts. And the second part is conversion. Conversion is key. So conversion, picture this. You get a lead that comes in. The seller is somewhat distressed, right? And they have a house, they currently live in it, they want to sell it, they're thinking about selling it. The lead comes in, you get the address. What happens after that point? So what we're going to talk about is what's called a 9-step seller conversion sequence. 9-step seller conversion sequence. And we're going to go, I got a short amount of time, and I got a ton of information to cover, so I'm going to talk fast, and I'm going to deliver a ton of content. But my mission here in this short period of time is to give you a formula or a sequence that you can use in your business that will literally, because if you're paying for leads or you're generating leads, whether it be free leads or be paid leads, right? If you can convert, and you're say doing one deal a month, if you can convert one more deal a month, you've literally doubled, you've only doubled your entire business. If you're doing 2 and 3 and 4 deals a month, guess what? You can learn how to double your business by, we're talking about this 9-step seller conversion sequence. Well, the first step is you gotta book every appointment you can with every seller you can. Get in front of them, talk to them. Guess what your competition's doing? Nothing. They're qualifying them, they're not going on the appointment. But guess what? You're not average, are you? Your competition, it's an ocean of mediocrity. People are lazy. You don't want to be lazy in this business. You want to go on the appointments, meet the sellers. Especially if you got sales guys and you're going to do that, you want to make sure that they go on appointments, all right? So what happens is we're going to prepare our file. We're going to go on the appointment. We're going to book the appointment. And prior to the appointment, what we're doing is we're putting our file together, okay? The items we need in our file, you got to have the absolute highest number you're willing to offer. You got to have that number. Highest number you're willing to offer. And also you want to have a goal target number. It's not on there, but I want to put it's a goal target number. So you don't come right out of the gate at your highest number. You got your goal target number. We'll talk about negotiation, right? Your lead sheet, your property assessor's information, so you make sure you're talking to the seller and they're signing the docs correctly. Letter of authorization, so they can release information like any mortgage information, if they have a loan on the property. Repair sheet, critical. A purchase contract, either via DocuSign or right there. I always say have a paper contract right there if they don't have email and you can't send them DocuSign documents. 3 lowest comps printed out, which are technically basically the 3 wholesale comps in the area, right? The 3 lowest sold properties sold in the last 90 days, similar square footage within 10%, similar properties within a 1-mile radius. That's a comp, right? 3 comps. So then what we're gonna do is what's called pre-appointment intelligence. You show up 15 minutes early to the property. 15 minutes early. Look at the comparable sales. So what I do is I have these apps. So I got the Redfin app, we've got the Zillow app, whatever. I'll pull up the apps and I will drive all the comparable properties. Why do I want to do that? Because I know my seller knows their neighborhood to a certain point, don't they? So what I want to do is I want to be able to know what they know. And if they come up with an objection like, oh, the house down the street's selling for, $280,000, why are you offering me $120,000? Oh, Mr. Seller, the house down the street, $280,000. First off, that's not a comp, it hasn't sold yet. Second off, that's about 1,000 square feet bigger. And third off, the place is completely renovated. You want to see the pictures? Right? So you know exactly what's going on in that neighborhood. Why? Because you've done pre-appointment intelligence. Science of building subliminal rapport, right? So there's levels of rapport, and you got to understand one thing. People like themselves. People like themselves. And this is from Tony Robbins. Rapport is the ability to enter someone else's world, their house, their domain, where they're at, and make him feel or her feel that you understand them and you have a strong common bond. All right, this is a repair sheet. This is on our iPad. Basically, we go through and we just flip through. They drop in some numbers in square footage, and bam, it spits out a low number, right? It spits out a repair number. So that repair sheet's incredibly important to make sure that because you got the comps minus, right, your repairs minus, slight profit, that gets into your offer price. And that's how you get a low offer logically on the property. All right, custom covert intuitive presentation. We created an iPad presentation. They flip through. It targets all personality types. It answers the commonly asked questions, overcomes most objection, and has multiple different closes. So this is something you can create. Now that you know the personalities, create something about your company, and you want to McDonaldize the process, the 9-step seller conversion sequence, when it comes to your property consultants, right? Next thing, we got surefire closing questions. Now, what I used to do at the end of appointment and go, do you want to sell to me? That's what I'd say. You want to sell to me? Right? And the reds would go like, get the heck out of here. Right? And they go, well, I want to think about it. We have to do what's called an alternate choice close. What does that mean? Alternate choice close, if they land on A, you win. If they land on B, you win. Alternate choice. Give me an example, right? So let me ask you a question, Mr. Seller. Do you want to close on Monday or do you want to close on Friday or do you want to close on Monday? Friday's the 11th, Monday's the 13th. Which you want to close, Friday or Monday? And then you shut up. That's considered a closing question. So let me ask you a question, Mr. Seller. You want to close on Friday or you want to close on Monday? I don't care. There's going to be an awkward silence. I don't care if it's a minute. And they go, well, I'll close on Monday. So when you ask that question, are they thinking about the price? No. They're thinking about when they're going to close, right? So if they say Monday, do you win? If they say Friday, do you win? So they go, well, I can close Friday. Great. And then you just fill out the paperwork. And from there on, they's closed. It's a yes. You fill out the paperwork, get it signed. You'll go, are you sure? No, get it signed. Would you prefer to leave the keys at title or should I pick them up when we close? Alternate choice. Would you like a check or wire? See, a check, you actually get a check, or if you get a wire, wire's going to provide bank account information. A check, you might have to wait for it to clear. So you want a check or wire for your equity? And I go, I'll take a wire. Okay, great. Here, fill out this. Here's my name, information. Okay, boom, 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 sign right here. Objection annihilation method is the process of leading the seller to being specific about an objection, okay? So what is that? We ask the question. We have basically we're taking an objection. I want to think about it. And you go, let me ask you a question, Mr. Seller. I understand you want to think about it, but what specifically do you want to think about? See, if you think about something, you have a question, say tonight or tomorrow, and I'm not there to answer the question, maybe you'll never get the answer to the question. So I know you want to think about it. I can completely appreciate that. But what specifically do you want to think about? Is it about me? Or actually, is it about the process of what we're going to do? The closing process? Is it the contract? Or is there something I missed within the contract? Is it me? Did I say something that you don't like me for some reason? Or is it the price? Is there something the price you don't like? What specifically do you want to think about it? So you say, a seller goes, I want to think about it. You now put it into a box. 95% of the time, it's price. Well, I don't know if the price can work for me. So great. You're at 135. I'm at 135. Where do you need to be to get the deal done today? Where do you need to be to get the deal done today? Right? That is that. Now, what if they say contract? I'll say, great, I apologize. Maybe I went too fast for it. But where specifically in the contract? I'll go through it and go through the contract with them. If they go, you, then you have a problem. If they go, you suck. I don't like you. I don't like anything, Then you got to work a little bit better on rapport, right? But the goal is taking that objection and boxing it. Now they're at 135 or 140, right? And now you're at 120. What do? That's called closing the gap. So now you take the objection, you put it into a box, now you're stuck at a number. He goes, what is it going to take to get the deal done today? He goes, I'm at 140, you offer 120, you're a $20,000 gap. Now you got a gap. So you got their number. That's the most important thing. Now, you got the gap. So listen, what happens is what I do is I go back to rapport. So we're going to wrap up the expectation. We're going to wrap up, set the expectation, and we're going to close the deal, right? So when we wrap up, take 30, 40 pictures, contract, and let them know we are going to we got to show the property, we get our funding partners in, we get our contractors in. I'm going to work with you to get it done. We got to get our file complete to get this transaction closed. The more you work with me on the transaction, the better off we'll be. The faster the transaction will go. So now you get the price. Could I get your full cooperation on this? Yes. Great. Closing 30 days or less. Thank you, guys.